Welcome back, fantasy football fans. It is me.
You know his name?
That's right, it's the commish. And I'm back after a hiatus. Alright, so unfortunately the last few weeks have been gone. I just got back this morning after my little trip through the Bunny Ranch. May he rest in peace. You know his name, Dennis Hoff. I left before the body got cold. Anybody else that doesn't understand that? I know some of you do. Google it. Lamar Odom, Bunny Ranch, Dennis Hoff. So, now I'm back. My alibi is I've been here for a few weeks. CK's got my back on that one. And we're going to do the recap a little differently this week. What we're going to do is we're going to recap each team from top to bottom. See where you guys are going or not going. Right, Dave? And dropping worse than the freaking Bitcoin. Anyway, we're going to assess everybody's situation, kind of recap a little bit of the season, and then this is the halfway point. So, still got 6 games left, or 7. Actually, this is week 7, so we got 7 weeks left until the playoffs. So, let's get started.
What the fuck, though? Where did love go?
All right, so where do we start? We start at the top. And who gets to be at the top? That little fantasy team that could. You know, 5'0", 100 and super hard worker. FIT himself. Brandon Hall. Discarded by his dad. But you know what that means. He just comes back stronger and stronger.
Oh, yeah. See, sometimes when the little guy, he doesn't know he's a little guy, he can do great big things.
And those great big things are what? He's on top. He's number 1. He's 5-1. Yeah, he had a little hiccup against his dad, but he had already spanked him earlier in the season, so not such a big deal. He's got your token white wide receiver. I know Christian McCaffrey's not happy with that, you know, but I don't give a shit. This is my fucking page. You know, when there's more white people at wide receiver than or running back, then maybe they wouldn't be like token. Okay? Just is what it is. But he also has Ezekiel Elliott. And Ezekiel Elliott doing his thing. He's got his little limped arm thing. I don't know. The girls don't really like it. They don't like anything that's limp. FYI, heads up. And then he's got, what's his name? Melvin Gordon Jr. Melvin Gordon Jr. I think it's Melvin Gordon the 3rd, the 4th. I think a future Melvin Gordon actually scored a touchdown this season for him. I mean, that's just how it's rolling for him. He even lost Garoppolo, and he still wins. So don't sleep on this guy, you know. And then, of course, when I told him he was in first place, this is what he had to say.
What you talking about, Mr. D?
He didn't even know. He didn't even know. He's so focused on just kicking ass that he didn't even pay attention to the standings. The W's keep coming for this guy. Second place. Second place, well, I mean, it's pretty obvious if you look at the standings. Poolside Gangsters. All right. It's almost like an episode of Ridiculousness where they just watch everybody fall apart in front of them. They have Hill, they have Barkley, they have Mahomes. Yeah, they had a couple of hiccups in the middle, but at 4-2, solid team. Watch out. And just point out where the 2 best pickups, I think, that people were kind of not really paying attention to. Brandon picking up Robert Woods, this year's big hitter, LA Rams for all you. And then the other one was Barkley and Mahomes, 2 rookies, just absolutely killing it in fantasy football. And, of course, the Gangsters last year drafted the rookie killer himself, Kamara. So, just, you know, watch out for those guys. You never know which rookie is going to be really helpful and impactful. Now, in third place, very interesting. At the beginning of the season, you had the strength or off, whatever, some coach Smith with Steve's team smacking his wife around. He had McCoy smacking people around, doing some kind of crazy ass, kidnapping scheme. Now he's getting sued for 13 mil. It's just absolute chaos in Ohio. Scuba Steve, Steve the pilot, he was grounded at the beginning. Then he got a taste of that victory beer. And I've never seen anybody take the beer so quickly. Like Scuba Steve. 4 straight wins. Wilson, Luck, and Hunt, as well as Cam Newton, all kicking butt. And Steve celebrating only the way Steve can celebrate with his victory dances, his victory formation. He has, the best band in America. We got to give him props for that. And this is what his last victory, 4 wins in a row, looked like. Now, for you old fuckers, no, that wasn't something from Super Tecmo Bowl. That was Fortnite. Brandon, I know you're laughing right now, but, your dad is old. Fuck it, I'm old too. I can't even play that game. I'm walking around get shot randomly out of nowhere. So anyway, Scuba Steve is cruising. All right? Now he's looking like Urban Meyer. Now he's looking like the Ohio State team that he usually is. So congratulations, Steve. 4 straight wins. Keep up the good work until you play me. Now, the next team, very inconsistent. 3 wins, 3 losses. Just came off a loss. And after this loss, he just felt like he needed to inspire his guys and tried to give that Newt Rockne speech.
Hey! What's this lying around shit?
No,
What the hell was supposed to do, you moron?
War's over, man. Wormer dropped the big one.
What? Over? Did you say over?
Nothing is over until we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
German? Forget it, he's rolling.
It ain't over now. Because when the going gets tough, the toughs get going. Who's with me? Let's go! Come on! Ah!
The problem's been that the only people that have been with Gypsy Circus was Connor, who's taken the place of Bell, Kamara, and Breeze. Other than that, his fantasy point total plunging like Dave's losses. But he's 3-3. He sits in a good position in 4th place. I mean, he's looking pretty good. And unfortunately, though, when you're tied for 8th, gotta be a little worried. He seems to think he'll be fine, and he, when asked about his picks, he's pretty happy. And of course, he likes to drink beer, but only in moderation.
Don't drink 6 beers at the same time. Brilliant! Brilliant!
Gypsy Circus, rolling along. Now, our next team is pretty boring. Their name's boring. Pats fans. Their game is boring. They've lost 2 in a row. Even their theme song, something I've heard it before, but I can't put my finger on where I've heard it.
Yeah, you know what it is. Game day and my Pats just gotta win. Yeah, you know what it is. Game day and my Pats just gotta win. Yeah,
Oof, now I understand why they've lost 2 in a row and slipped to 3-3 after their nice 3-1 start. After their loss, and like I said, their kind of slidage in the standings, Bill Belichick was asked about the game.
Look around like play portals to have you're not able to get pressure on him. They talked on 3rd down that his legs, I think you mentioned that his legs could.
It's a long list.
Long list. Long list.
Coach, tough.
L's always long. L's are always long. Now, usually when you're a Patriot, you start slow and finish strong. But this team seems to be doing the opposite. Start strong
It was a different time.
and start dropping slow.
We just didn't do a good job today. That's all.
Very, 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 very sad. Gurley had 180 points. That guy on top of his game. Diggs and Thomas, even though they have over 100 points, they've really cooled off lately. And when Kirk Cousins is your second leading point total for fantasy football, you got a little bit of worrying to do. I'm just going to throw that out there. But they're 3-3, middle of the pack, just like everybody else. It's a dogfight. See how it goes. See if they start heading in the right direction. But that song, I just can't put my finger on it. Let me know if you know where the song came from. The beat sounds familiar. I just can't understand it. Oh, someone just chimed in with the... No, that's not it. It's not the 85 Bears Shuffling Crew. No, that's not it. All right. No, it's not the Miami Dolphins theme song or the New Orleans Saints theme song. Now, our next team... you know who it is. Gotta love the flute. We've all been there, 5th grade music class. Or is it this way? Puff, puff, give. No, we didn't say that. Well, after a 1-3 start, 1-3, Master Cho, Miyagi, oi. He's come back with 2 straight wins, avenged a very, very embarrassing loss at home where the fans were chanting, "Who's your daddy?" He even called the commish. I want to hear who's your daddy when you play when you do the recap. No, dude, we're not doing that. Juju Smith, 112 points. Sanders, 115. Ben, 138. Adams, 139. Ryan, 154. Le'Veon Bell. No. He can't get Le'Veon Bell to class. He can't bring him in. And because of that inconsistency early on, cost him. Now, the big thing, too, is this week he has got a bye with a bunch of his top players. So we'll see how the second half plays out. At least once he gets through this week, his buys are all together. So they'll be done. It'll be interesting to see, what Miyagi has in store, in this next saga. Maybe he can start doing, Karate Kids like on Netflix, Maybe same storyline. Ralph Macchio, I'm sure he's not busy. All right. So, Cho's 3-3, sitting pretty decent. Yes, I know, you're probably like, wait, I thought you said 3-3 was bad with Gypsy Circus. Well, Brian's one of my best friends. I show him some love. But you still suck. Next up, we have a man who says fuck more than any person in the world. That West Melbourne or Galley drawl when he says it. Fucking fucks. TGL. He's 3-3. He's got Rivers with 132. Brown with 126. Antonio Brown, in case you didn't know. And unfortunately, El Beckham is fighting fans. Like, literally fans. And then, rumor has it he spit in the fan. Fan spit back in his face, and a brawl broke out. It was ugly. He asked for the fan to be banned for that incident, but we'll see. Wait, Maybe that's Tariq Hill in the fan banning, and maybe that was beer. Now, see, that fan should be banned because you do not waste beer, okay? You do not do it. A Coke, lemonade, sure, milk, but a beer? That's just, no. You just don't do it. So, that being said, we know where he stands. We know what he thinks.
I ain't got too much to say, but y'all make sure y'all bring that same energy out here next week and the week after. We going to the Super Bowl, and we gonna win that bitch.
Well, there you go. Even at 3-3, TGL, Mark, Lou, who the fuck are you? Believes in himself and his teammates. Okay? Even though his running backs are garbage, and haven't done much all year. Thompson, Hyde, Mixon, Cook. His other players have done well, and he sits in a chance to do it. So you go ahead, you believe in yourself with that Jalen Ramsey speech. All right? Just like Brandon believes himself with that little man speech. And Master Cho believes that if he waxes enough, he's going to wax that ass and wax the title. Okay? So you keep on keeping on. All right. So, next up is my brother from another mother, the defending champ. And I just got it today. Now, in case you wondered, Ebony Knights. Where does that name come from? Ebony Knights. Oh, yeah, duh. He is black. Okay, Ebony. Ebony Ivory. That's what we used to joke about when we were kids. He was ebony, he was black, I was ivory, I was white. They didn't have a song for Puerto Ricans, okay? So I had to reach. All right, Paul McCartney was it. That was it. Now, the Knights, we went to Robinson High School. Now, why didn't the commission notice that before now? He didn't notice it last year. He didn't notice it at the beginning of this year. He noticed it now. Well, because, unfortunately, after leaving Robinson, Kevin went to Hillsborough, where he continued his plummet in education, and he couldn't spell Knights. Look at it. It says it on there. He spelled Knights wrong. So no wonder the commission didn't pick up on it. I don't read misspelled words. Too bad they don't spell check in fantasy football. So, that being said, we got to go against each other this weekend. I came off 2 losses. He was 3-2. I was 3-2. This was a defining moment early in the season. And after a few hours of fantasy football, this is what his coaches, this is what his staff was telling him.
You're not gonna stop this fight.
Well, I'll tell you something. That was a pulverizing round for the ex-champion.
Hey, folks, Ivan Drago is definitely for real.
I'm Ivan Drago, motherfucker.
You're gonna stop this fight. No matter what. No matter what.
Well, he didn't want to stop no matter what. And unfortunately, it didn't stop. 215-96. 215-96. And when he scored towards the end of the game, what happened? Well, he, being the brilliant coach, remember, he's down over 120 points. Almost 120 points exactly, like 119. This is what he says. Let's go for 2. Yep, let's go for 2. Let's go for 2. Good job. All right. Go for 2. All right. Well, the only 2 you can take is 2 losses against me. Jared Goff, Julio Jones, and James White are looking good, but his defense, his team isn't very good, and it's not looking good long-term for this guy. So, at 3-3, he sits in the 8th spot, and he's not that many points ahead of the 9th spot. And with the 9th spot, we have VI, who has won 2 in a row. Now, since we missed his first victory, we have to start this off the right way with a beer. Now remember, he gets the platinum treatment because we were rooting for him. 4 losses. I mean, we needed to really spruce it up to get him to focus. All right? After all, he is VI. That's a good victory. But we have to do it twice. Because he has 2 in a row. He has Brady. He has Hopkins. Now he even has my surprise, Ertz, as a tight end who's been doing good. And despite A.J. Green and Jalen Ramsey not liking each other, he's gotten pretty good point total from A.J. Another surprise has been Baltimore's defense. That's right. He has Baltimore's defense. He knows what they can do. 79 points from a defense is pretty solid. He just needs some running backs and some depth. But other than that, everything's looking pretty good. And he's moving the way you're supposed to. Up in the standings. Up towards the 8th playoff spot. And with that, it comes down to our last team. Our last team. Oh my God. When you talk about Scott Frost, you talk about UCF going to Nebraska, and because of that, he has drafted like he's John Gruden. Maybe John Gruden is his actual coach. Marshawn Lynch, 80 points. Amari Cooper, 56 points. Dave, what the fuck are you doing, man? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. And unfortunately, wins are something you don't get. Now, I know you basically said to me, I just got to get to the 8th spot. That's what you said. You said the 8th spot. I just got to get to the 8th spot. Dude, have you seen the points? You are over 150 points away from the 8th spot, even if you're tied with the 8th spot. Now, I did some research, and, I asked Jim Mora, what do you think about Dave in the playoffs?
And that was a disgraceful performance, in my opinion.
Oh, he's talking about his game.
We gave it away.
Oh,
by
shit.
Doing that. We gave him the friggin' game.
That's 6 games he's given away.
In my opinion, that sucked.
It does suck.
What's that?
It does suck. Dave's asking about playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. And that was it.
And that's true. Dave just hopes he can win a game. I don't even know what comes after Platinum. All right, you got Bud Light. You got Bud Light Platinum. That's good. Don't tell the high school I had a beer this morning. Or this afternoon. Or this evening. We don't know what time it is. Fuck it. But Dave, I mean, seriously, playoffs? I'm going to go on record and say that even with VI in our league, you do not make the playoffs. As Maury says, you are not the father of the playoffs. Now, I understand, give it the good fight, participation trophy. Not in this league. Not in this league at all. And I thought about it. I was like, what do we do? What do we do?
This is what's great about sports.
To kind of help you out? You need inspiration. So I asked Gypsy Circus. I go, look, you've been to every state in America to live. What advice would you give him? Well, this is what he said.
This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
Hello, Dave.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning,
you don't play to just play it.
Winning online, too.
That's the great thing about sports. You play to win. And I don't care if you don't have any wins. You go play to win.
You don't have any wins, Dave. And you should go play to win. Now, in case you were wondering, I did get a phone call, and it was Brian. He's probably like, hey, where's the recap? Did you put in the who's your daddy for Brandon? No, Brian, I didn't. And now you left me a voicemail. Motherfucker, I called you yesterday. Now, Dave, you can turn this around. You can turn this around. I can't do it. You can't turn this around. All I gotta say is, don't be the guy that loses to Dave 0-6. And I got a special treat for him if he gets his first victory. All right. So that is our season recap, mid-season recap, I apologize. And fix your shit if it can be fixed from 9 up. All right. And then as for the rest of you guys, keep winning.